Hi.
I'm Jim.
I'm Rinda.
We're Heartiness Approach.
Today we are doing a collaboration. We have not done a collaboration for years.
This is a collaboration with Copperhead Road Homestead, Daniel and Rua.
And I just want to know if they live in a place with a lot of copperheads, because that's not a very nice...
It's the name of the road.
That's not a very nice road. No, they named their homestead that.
That's true. She's afraid of copperheads.
Yeah, well, you know. This is a pretty cool collaboration.
Yes, I like it.
I like the title of it.
Which is?
Hashtag. I don't know. What was the hashtag? Hashtag.
Why is it worth it?
So today we're going to talk about...
If that hashtag isn't right, we'll put the right one right here.
Okay.
So we're going to tell our 5 reasons why it's worth it.
Why is it worth it to do
homestead.
what?
To homestead.
With what? With why? Because it's really hard.
It is hard.
And there's difficult things. So why do you homestead? 5 top reasons.
5 top reasons do you put up?
And I was surprised at your number 1.
You were?
I was.
I wasn't. I thought about it.
But you know what, Jim? Let's talk about hard things.
Okay.
We had a really hard thing yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I mean, it's part of homesteading, especially when you have animals. You know, I think the gardening and all of that.
The chickens are behind us.
the gardening and so forth, there can be some hard work and some ups and downs, but animals, it's a whole nother level.
Well, we've had wells go dry, electricity stop in the middle of the night, and the freezing temperatures, having to go out and fix it at the telephone pole at midnight. We've had...
I had forgotten about
animals pass away that were terrible and horrible for us. And yesterday's isn't even in that realm, but it was a hard thing.
Yeah.
So we have Freedom Rangers with Connie and Tim, and they are... one of them was born with the leg that goes way out, or whatever. And he's just been, it has been pretty miserable. And we've kept him in the hospital with our little turkey.
Hoping that it would get better, but
yeah.
It's just, it got worse instead of better. I mean, there were 2 in there.
One got better.
One got better, and this one didn't.
One got worse.
Yeah.
And so yesterday we needed to take care of it, and we put it off for 2 or 3 hours. You want to go do it now? No, let's go do something else. Let's go and do that.
I don't want to do it.
So I finally went over and got it, and we took it out in the desert here, and there's sagebrush and whatever, and I held it as Jim took care of it, and I was holding it as it was dying, and I started to cry, and Jim says, let me take it, and it was so hard, and we've processed so many chickens. It was so hard.
This one was hard. You know, not that we were emotionally attached to this particular bird, but just life ended for that bird yesterday, and that
but we didn't waste it.
No, we didn't waste it.
We have this little 1 pound. It's 1 pound. We weighed it like a little Cornish hen, only this isn't Cornish. That we're going to put stuffing in and bake it today for us for later. So it didn't waste its life. It gave its life, but man, we were aware of it as it died.
Recent, very fresh in our minds and hearts example of some of the hard things, and helping us describe why it's worth it. And this is another reason over here why it's worth it. Hey, little hen.
Come here. Come here. Nice of you to wander into our video.
This was raised by one of Connie's granddaughters. So very, very tame bird. She thinks people are her. So
yeah,
she's another person. She's got to hang out with us.
Okay, so you can be part of our group. So our number 1 reason why it is worth it going through all the hard work and everything is community.
Yes.
And I was surprised you chose that one.
Well, you know, food was the reason that we wanted to homestead.
Right.
So we wanted to raise our own food. But as I thought about what is really one of the big things for us that makes it worth it is the community.
our community started for us when we first started realizing that there was community here was when Justin and Rebecca came on the Great American Farm Tour to our home in Oregon. And we're like, whoa.
I mean, first of all, that they were doing the farm tour was great. And when we submitted, applied to be one of their stops, and they accepted it, and we're gonna come.
We're like, whoa, we're nobody. We had 300 followers. Anyway, so they came, and then the second part was they wanted us to put together a meetup for them, and we're like, oh, you guys, we live in a tiny little town. We're so sorry.
There's
and they're like, that's okay.
Here.
We're tired.
Nobody's watching you here.
We're like, we're tired. We don't need anybody. That's fine. So we put together this like in 2 days. We had over 50 people come from all over Oregon.
They came from 2 and 3 hours away.
And it was so amazing.
Yeah, it was.
To be able to meet up with people who you stood there and talked about growing and animals and this and that.
Well, these were friends we didn't know we had. That's really what it came down to.
We didn't.
So much in common.
One of them is Diane, and Diane is still amazing. And she came up to me and she hugged me and she was like a little groupie. And I'm like, oh my word, who are you? And one day I still want to get sheep from her.
Yes.
But yeah, just community was amazing. And then we've gone to a couple of Homesteaders of America conferences. We were out at Justin and Rebecca's home. We
went to their premiere for their Great American Farm Tour movie.
We had the Holler family come to our home, Roots and Refuge, Baker's Acres, 180 degrees from normal, average. Sorry, Ethan, sorry.
She'll never get it right.
Dan, the Sunites. Talk about a community.
Yes.
Everybody came together, and then we had somebody reach clear across the nation and bring us here to their homestead where we are right now for a while. And community is very, very, very important.
Huge.
If you haven't reached out to community and touched lives of others and allowed others to reach out to you are missing something amazing.
That's why it's at the top of our list.
Yep, that's why.
What would have been at the top of our list if it wasn't for community is number two.
And that's real food. So we planted in Burl, Utah, in a desert, freezing cold, 30 degrees below zero during the winter and 110 during the summer, with winds 60 miles an hour blowing all your topsoil away. We still planted a garden, and it grew.
Yes.
We had chickens for the first time.
Yes.
In fact.
And a milk cow.
And a milk cow? That's right. We started raising chickens in our RV, which was tiny little motorhome that we lived in for about 9 months.
Yep.
And we canned all of the food that we did in that tiny little motorhome.
Food was important. That's why we were there.
Yeah.
Everything else kind of, you put up with it, but food was happening. Good food.
Yep. And then we added the pastured chickens in Oregon. And we added the pigs, raising those in Missouri. And we just, food is important. That's why right now, during the middle of all of this crisis that's been going on in America and the world.
Well, the food part of the crisis is coming.
Yes,
it hasn't been here yet, but it's coming. And that's,
and
as
we
people
still
can't buy food, we still have food in our freezer. We have it on our shelves.
Yep.
And I know that's repeated by many, many homesteaders. It's not a crisis for us. It's just, this is one of the reasons we do it.
Yep. So number 3 is nature. Nature. It's a big one though. It's a huge one.
We're by nature lovers, right?
Yes.
But being connected with nature, so important. It refreshes your soul.
Watching a sunrise or sunset.
Yes.
So we have
fresh air.
Yes, we have this thing that when one of us calls the other, we drop whatever we're doing, if at all possible, and come. Because whatever we want to show is a split second.
There's something to see, and the
sunrise, the sunset.
Moment of the sunrise or sunset when it's like amazing. You'll watch it for a few moments and it's gone.
Yeah. Or being able to sit and even go outside of your homestead and see nature and oceans and rivers.
Or that bird or that animal that you seldom if ever see. It just happens to be walking through your property or flying over.
Or you wake up in the desert and you hear this meadowlark that is just gorgeous.
Yes.
And you're like, where is it? I've never seen it, but it sings to me every morning.
Every day. Yeah.
So nature's super, super important.
Right.
Number 4 is having a purpose. You want to explain that?
I don't know if I understand it. No. Purpose it's a big deal. And all you homesteaders, you know what I'm saying when I tell you that the list of what needs to be done and then is never ending. And then that list of what you want to do is even longer. But there's always these great things to accomplish, and accomplishment is fantastic. But every day you wake up, there's a purpose. It's what's the most important thing for me to do today? Things, probably multiples, and you're out doing them, and great satisfaction, great sense of accomplishment, purpose. Your place for your family to be, food to eat. You have animals that need something done with them.
You're not bored.
And what we did quite often, every time we've had a chance, is we've shared our bounty with those who needed it.
When we lived in Utah, and Oregon,
yes,
we would take on Sundays and we would deliver eggs to people and bags of spinach to people and just share
whatever we had excess.
Whatever we had.
Yeah.
It brings so much joy to do that, and that is that's such a purpose.
Yes.
Number 5 is your health.
Big deal.
You work, you stay fit.
Yes.
On a homestead.
You eat good food.
You are in nature. You're taking deep breaths. You're just amazing.
Well, all these other 4 that we've mentioned combine to create the good health.
Yeah.
Not just physical health, but mental and emotional health as well.
Right. And you get to experience so many different things if you're able to live in a place with other climates. I just was looking at one of our videos from Missouri, and it said, why we love snow, why our animals don't.
Which is true. I mean, you ever see a chicken get out in the snow and walk around much? No, they
not much when they get
it's
tired.
Not their favorite.
So those are our 5. Let me review them. Community, real food, being out in nature, having a purpose, and health.
Yes.
So when your homestead gets to you, when the weather's terrible day after day, when you've got so many projects,
when things
that
break,
your to-do list is just
things break, things don't go right.
When there's not enough time or money to make anything happen, just remember your reasons why you do it and why it's so important and why it draws us back. Even now, we know that we will have our own homestead again.
We can't think of any other lifestyle we would want.
We can't.
I mean, we've been there. So it's not like we're, maybe this would be good, maybe that would be good. Homesteading is it, period.
Yep, it is for us. So we appreciate the Copperhead Road Homestead.
Yes.
Asking us to do this collaboration. We are going to give it to one other person. And I think
one other channel.
And they're in a transition right now. And she doesn't actually love to do collaborations, but I'm gonna talk to her. Trish and Jonah. Jonah's in Missouri. Trish is still in Idaho. They're getting ready to move to Missouri. Willowcreek Homestead, and I'll just nudge her on my cell phone and say, get moving on this.
Yes, let's have your 5 reasons, Trish and Jonah.
Because there's a reason they're moving all the way across the country.
Yes, they're absolutely. I mean, they've loved where they were. This is going to be better for them.
So thank you. Please subscribe and share. And if you want to get on there and share your 5 reasons, feel free to do it.
Let's hear them.
Add them down below. We appreciate it. Look down below on how to subscribe to Copperhead Road Homestead, and thank you very much.
And one more. If you want to hear about all of our new videos that we're doing and what else is going on, subscribe to our newsletter. Go to our webpage, go to our subscription, whatever it is. What is it? It's a form that you fill out, and give us your email and we'll send you a newsletter.
Twice a month.
Twice a month. Is that your commitment, twice a month?
That's your commitment.
Okay, darn. Bye.
Bye.